Hey YouTube, welcome back to UniXTCG, and today we are going to hop into the current topic of Fusion World, which is the developer's note, talking about a potential ban limited errata list coming out later this month. So yeah, we're gonna go over that note and then we're gonna jump into the ramifications because I think there is a lot of stuff to break down. I'm putting this video at 100 likes as a goal, and let's see if we can break that. I know you guys have been great in the support. Thank you guys for bearing with me. Been a lot of work trying to build up 2 channels, get ready to move, as well as the trips coming up. And speaking of that second channel, I do have a Dragon Ball only channel. Right now we're doing a lot of Sparking Zero content, but we're also gonna focus on Legends, Dokkan, maybe even some manga predictions and whatnot. So if you guys would like to support that channel, just go over there, sub, like some videos, and every bit of support is appreciated because that channel is going to be my next big thing along with this one. So with that being said, let's hop into the content. We have got the developer's note right here from the Dragon Ball Super Fusion World Twitter page. And this says, message from the developers. Hello to all the players enjoying Dragon Ball Super card game Fusion World. The entire development team would like to thank you for your patronage of this product since its launch. Right from the release, it has been in high demand, and we are still working on producing more starting with the booster packs, but it will take time. It will still take time before we catch up. We offer our sincere apologies for the trouble this has been causing many of you. Be assured more quantities are being produced, so we thank you for your patience while this is being prepared and shipped. With the release of Booster Pack FBO2, Blazing Aura, we on the development team have confirmed that a few of the cards are being used and winning to a much larger extent than anticipated. To help fix this issue and improve the game environment at tournaments, we are in the process of carefully deciding which cards require a ban or a limit to not cause further issues or restrictions. We intend to finalize further details about this and announce the card restrictions on June 20th. Thank you for your patience. A little longer regarding this. We will do our best to create a game environment that allows all players to enjoy it. The Dragon Ball Super card game Fusion World development team. So, when it comes to this, we have a couple things to talk about, right? So, the first thing that we have to talk about here is that they say they're going to finalize things on the 20th. We should already know that we have a regional coming out in 4 days on the 15th, and we have another regional 7 days later on the 22nd. Those are both in Illinois. I'll be going to both of them, and this is essentially kind of the part where I spoke about this in previous videos, I mean like 2-3 videos ago. A week is not enough time for them to expect us to have everything settled, so they wouldn't put it on the 15th, and just because of that, they wouldn't extend it to the 22nd either. But it looks like we're going to get the announcement right before the regional on the 22nd, making the 22nd the last regional where we are going to have this unrestricted top coup meta, which also means that the couple of tournaments after that, we should probably have this ban list in effect, and that means by Gen Con for those 2 regionals, the ban list will definitely be in effect. So that being said, we're gonna have a lot of stuff to work on, but my timeline was pretty much correct on that one, but I think it was just kind of common sense on that. I do have my own ban list that I would actually really be happy if they made, and that will be in a separate video. I'll have that link in the description, and you can see the thumbnail on the page, so on the screen right now, so you can look for it on my page. But just a long story short, without all the explanations, my own ban list was an errata to Pilaf, so that Pilaf could not pick up itself. Errata to Top Coup, to where you discard a card and reduce your next TOP, red TOP played by 2. And then for semi-restricted, I had Broly 8, no limits. And then for banned, I had Red Roshi, I had Red Ribrianne, and I also had Cell Games Arena. So those are my 3 bans, and like I said, I go into all the discussion about that in the video linked in the description for my ban list, so maybe go ahead and check that out. But we are going to pretty much have some things here, because I think that when it comes to what Bandai may do, they say they're carefully making a ban list. I know there's always time for growth and change, and they have a lot of experience to go off of with the games they've had. But in the past, Bandai has had a habit of hitting the predominant threat and not necessarily trimming around it to make sure the format is safe. The biggest thing I'm concerned about is that we're going to see something like a Roshi ban and a Kefla hit because that would avoid Topku being a leader, one of 4 leaders in the set, from being hit. It would hit a set 1 card, which, yes, it just got reprinted and it's in a tournament pack as well, but it's not hitting like a premier card. And then with the Kefla, maybe hitting Kefla to like a semi-limit or a limit allows the card to still be played, sought after for its alt arts, but not be taken out of the game when it's new in the set. But if they did this and only this, green, I think, would be out of control. So let's actually talk about how this actually would work, and I think some of the ramifications on the format. But right before that, let's have a quick word from our sponsors. All right, y'all, taking a quick moment to shout out the sponsors for this video. First up is UniXTCG, a store based in Missouri that sells all sorts of TCG product, even more than what you see featured here on this page. They also buy singles, collections, and prize cards, so make sure you actually catch them out in their store in Missouri at an event, or even on their Facebook, just to be able to see the events here, but also ask them what they're up to and what they're looking for in terms of vending. You can also use the code UniXTCG to get discounts off your pre-orders as well as orders, so make sure you get your TCG product while it's hot. Then you have Eclipse Cards and Hobby based out of Texas, and if that sounds familiar, they did sponsor me with a box of Fusion World Set 1. But as you can see on this page, there is a plethora of TCG products that they are actually having for sale at their establishment. You can also even buy things that aren't just TCG products. As you can see on the screen right here, they hold their own locals, they hold their own events, and they are going out to more and more events. You can actually check their Facebook to see their schedule, as well as call and ask about their vending list. And at the checkout for their website, you can use the code UNI10X to actually get percentages off your pre-orders or your orders. So go check it out as well. And we're always up to all sorts of things in Universe X, so you can go down the description and check the link tree to find out about my other channels, my Twitch, or any other avenues that I'm creating content on. But if you want to go the extra mile, you can always go down to any description on any video and find my Amazon affiliate links. These products here will differ from video to video to cater to the audience in question, but it's just very easy to see something that you may like or be interested in, open it up, and choose the style and or color that'll work for you. All proceeds will give kickbacks to the channel, so it'll be some direct support, and I'll always appreciate the help from you guys. So with that being said, let's get back to the video. So we're gonna not talk about the huge elephant in the room until the end, and we're gonna kind of reverse the polarity a little bit. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is green, okay? So when it comes to green, a lot of people seem to either be incredibly over-optimistic about green right now or incredibly dismissive. And I think the correct way to assess green is in the middle. Green does not have, like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, you just play the androids, or, you know, like, my cell deck is, like, invincible, but green is not good right now because Topku exists. Topku has the ability to awaken extremely early, start slamming Keflas, and the only way that green can really stop any of this speed is by opening up Kami. The rest of it is just really red being able to do whatever it wants for the first 4 or 5 turns of the game, and then start to see its first pushback after it's already amassed a bunch of cards, and can probably just straight up out combo a 17 and 18 double strike coming at its face. So ridiculous. Like, honestly, it is pretty ridiculous. But if Topku is hit hard enough, and I assume that will, like, it's not like Bandai is incapable of crippling a deck. They do that quite often. The issue is making sure the format's good afterwards. Topku is going to get hit in a substantial way. And with this being said, if you guys have test played enough Topku into red and actually broken down the matches, not just like lost with green, sorry, Topku into green. If you guys have just like played that and not just like lost with green and been like, man, this is unwinnable, but actually just taken a look at the game state, most of you guys should know, green is only about a turn away in most cases from stabilizing hard. Like, you lose with gas in hand. You lose with gas in hand about to be played next turn. So with that being said, it really is kind of at a point where green only needs the format to slow down 1 turn, perhaps in some cases 2. And then all of a sudden, green is going to be a force. And when you have the ability to potentially build a little slower, like a little more defensively, to win against red, but then have great matchups versus blue, have a competitive matchup versus the mirror, and then have to worry about yellow slightly, and by slightly I mean actually probably more than slightly, you are at a position where green is going to see a revival. Like the moment top coup is hit, green will be able to come out of its hidey hole and actually play. Now, when it comes to this, green will have a pretty nice spread. You're going to be weak to super aggro, but there's only going to be 2 decks in the game that I think can provide aggro strong enough to actually smack green before it can stabilize. And then you actually move into the blue matchup, which is already good. This will not change. In fact, more blue decks will probably be in the format than before, which will make green have better feeding patterns. Then you move on to the mirror. The green mirror, I hate to say it, guys, is still going to feel very, very bad. Okay? Very, very, very bad. There's going to be a slight nuance, and we're going to go into this in like future videos, especially once we see the ban list, but the green mirror match is still going to be this weird kind of footsie game ramping to 8 or higher before you just start seeing bombs drop left and right, and the management of your life and how those bombs are dropped is going to be everything. Then you get to move over to its bad matchups. Yellow is going to be pretty funny for almost any deck that is not Broly, because Broly has that built-in 5k, which is still going to help a fair amount against these yellow kind of go wide strategies. But against the other yellow decks, or against the other green decks, the Vegeta is going to do what it should have done at the start of this set. It's going to allow you to turn your entire board sideways and just kind of hold out and provide a lot of pressure on the green without them being able to wipe your board without attacking. And once green gets to its critical mass, it's essentially playing 1 big card a turn and leaving maybe some energy up for some backup. And if it can only play 1 big card a turn and then swing with its leader and its big card, as long as the cards from last turn are either destroyed or tapped down, you're really having a good day. And once you get things like the new secret rare Frieza involved, you can turn that sideways with Vegeta, and your opponent can even play certain things, like tapping 8 for a cell gets rid of 3 of your energy to destroy nothing to come into play tapped and gain you a life. That's horrendous. Like, Broly is almost worse. You pay 8 to draw a card. And if it gets tapped down the next turn with Goku, like, oops. So, yellow actually becomes a very, very strong matchup into most green decks outside Broly. And then when you get the, like, slight little breakdown for green, you have the fact that androids have the best mid game. And in the green mirror, that's going to mean a lot because they can put in a lot of pressure and then roll up into their boss cards. Broly is going to have the best defense because Broly is going to be able to sit there and have that 25k body, and that's going to do a lot of things towards some of Broly's worst, or some of green's worst matchups. But in that same line, Broly also has 7-drop Broly from set 2, which is going to be able to get rid of Vegeta, which is going to be great. But it's happening around the same turns that you're trying to drop bombs. Then you have the fact that Cell has such a strong late game due to Cell Games Arena, and just being able to draw extra cards or loop cells to gain life and destroy cards on field. But then you have this interesting little niche with Gohan, who has the 3-drop Goku, which is going to be able to replace more of your copies of Destructive Strength with combo power, but also be able to have a way to remove Vegeta. Do you ramp them? Yes, you do. But do you have a way to take Vegeta off the board before you get to your turn 7 or turn 8 and force them to have another one? Yes, you do. And that's the cool thing. You get rid of enough Vegetas and they don't have this barrier immunity to green's destruction effect. So yeah, green has a lot of things it can do in the sense of actually just being relevant in next format. And then followed by that, I'm going to talk about yellow. Yellow is also in a new space because right now yellow has 2 bad matchups, and that is blue, because not only, like, yellow has some anti-destruction effects, yellow can build a board, but what yellow cannot do is protect its cards. Sickle's bottom decking a lot of things. 3-drop Vegito is bottom decking a lot of things. 3-drop Vegito plus Zamasu is bottom decking a lot of things. Zeno is bottom decking your entire life. The deck gets torn apart most of the time by just blue shenanigans. And so in this particular format, provided that doesn't change, yellow's natural worst enemy is still blue going into this format if red is hit. But yellow used to have a huge enemy in red because 20k was a stat line that could be easily removed. If red gets hit, Red has to either go full mid-range or full aggro. They can't be both anymore with top Q gone. And with that being said, you really have only half of that being yellow's full problem. So yes, now you're going to be sitting here with yellow really just looking to dodge Beerus and looking to dodge blue, but blue has to dodge green, and Beerus can potentially get caught lacking way more often by blue and potentially green sometimes. So yeah, now you're going to be in a position where yellow can get back into the format. Then you have blue. Blue is in a position where they don't have Top Ku anymore in the format, and Top Ku could play a long game, Top Ku could play a freaking like hyper aggressive game, Top Ku could play the mid-range game. That's why it's so strong. It can play all stages of what Red could do, including parts that Red wasn't even that great at, like the long game, because of like, you know, looping Keflas and whatnot. But now that that's gone, Blue's gonna have a lot easier of a time contending with things like Beerus that give it a little more time without Roshi. If Roshi's gone, if Kefla's hit, things like that, Blue will have a lot better of a time kind of collecting itself, maintaining its life, and controlling the board against Beerus. And so you're going to have this position where Blue can feed off of its red matchups more handedly. Blue can feed off of its yellow matches with ease. And then Blue just has to be very, very peculiar against its green. It's an uphill battle. You're going to have to start manning Absolute Lightnings if you took them out. There's just a lot of roughness to that. So, you know, Blue has its presence. Interesting caveat here, without Top Ku having the ability to both grind you out or just find a point of weakness and completely hammer out your hand with hyper aggression, double Kefla plays, things like that, I think that Goku Black actually should see a resurgence. Like, I think that Goku Black may actually be one of the more fun, if not maybe even one of the best blue decks to play with, because Goku Black's top end is probably the most aggressive in the color, while he still has access to all the tools that blue would like to play. So just keep that in mind. And then we're going to circle back to red. Without Top Ku being able to dominate all stages of the game, I believe red finally falls back into hyper aggro in the form of U7 Goku, or mid-range control in the form of Beerus. And with that being said, since you can't encompass both sides anymore in one deck, you're going to start having some chinks in the armor. Beerus is going to be too slow to deal with certain decks. It'll give blue maybe too much time to actually get up and survive. It'll give green, particularly green, maybe the extra turn needed to stabilize. But then when you have U7 Goku, U7 Goku is going to be able to do very, very bad things to red. Press it very, very hard. Very bad things to green. However, U7 Goku might not have the same matchup against things like yellow, that can get awakened fast, then start tapping down your stuff, attacking it when it needs to, not giving you extra cards, burning out your hand in your field. It might not be the same way against blue, which is going to be able to bottom deck almost everything you play with ease, withstand the storm, hopefully wait out your hand and then capitalize. And then you might even have trouble against Beerus, which will be able to awaken because of your aggro. You can't not attack if you're U7 and then be able to neg your field. So it really is going to be the best counter pick for green, but how much is it going to affect the other colors? You may have to start making more of a mid-range U7 that employs more destruction, but can still play on the aggro in an attempt to mimic what Top Ku can do in terms of range. That being said, there's a lot of stuff to get into. I do think that we're going to have a lot of fun with this. I'll be in Illinois, but I'll bring my mobile setup, so when we get this ban list, you know we're going to dive into it. So I hope you guys have a great time just kind of playing this game once it comes out. I'm already kind of like still in it, just because of the fact that, you know, when you play a game like this, when you play any card game, you expect there are going to be balance hiccups every now and then, but it's how the team responds to them and the speed of it that really makes sense. This set has been out for a month now, a singular month, and we're already getting responses about a ban list to come out in 9 days. That's quick. I know a lot of people don't think that's quick, but that's quick. So we're just going to see how this plays out. We got set 3 coming out in 2 months and change. We're going to have some good times. With that being said, let's hit the closing. Yeah, and then we'll finish this up. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. We're going to have a lot of fun. with this. I'm bringing my mobile setup with me for the week I'll be in Illinois, so you know we're gonna have more coverage of the events. You know we're gonna have a lot of stuff to say about a whole lot of stuff. We're going to be going over the ban list when it comes out. Yeah, but I just want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let me know. And then on top of that, I'm also just saying that once again, we are building that Dragon Ball channel. So if you like Dokkan, Legends, Sparking Zero, the manga, we're going to go over Daima every time we get more news. I'm going to be doing everything on that Dragon Ball channel. So make sure that you go over there, hit that subscribe button, maybe look at some of the videos, like the videos, help them trend, and I will see you guys in the next video. If you guys want to find some cool binders or deck boxes, I've got those in the Amazon affiliate links down below, as well as Sparking Zero on pre-order for Amazon. So just get in there. All right,